The very first question today, people will take in your tutorial, page number 2. Page number 2, under question number 3, second part. Under question number 3, second part. The question given is this: trigonometric identity 1 minus sin A times cos A divided by cos A times sec A minus cosec A. Into sin squared A minus cos squared A divided by sin cube A plus cos cube A is equal to sin A. Right? Okay. Now, people, we have to prove the left hand side is equal to right hand side. To prove this, I start from the left hand side. Okay, this one. Okay. Right. So then our left hand side is this. Right. Starting from left hand side, now I am going to simplify this. Now I write like this: 1 minus sin A times cos A, right, divided by this cos A, and I write this sec A as, sec A means what, people? 1 upon cos A, no? Sec A is 1 upon cos A. Minus cosec A is 1 upon sin A. This cosec A, right? And here, this sin squared A minus cos squared A, you can consider this as difference of two squares, A squared minus B squared form. What are the factors, people? A squared minus B squared. Like this, no? A squared minus B squared factors are A minus B into A plus B, right? So this is therefore sin A minus cos A times sin A plus cos A. Now this one, A cube plus B cube, sum of two cubes. What are the factors of sum of two cubes? First, ignore this powers 3, A plus B, and then A squared minus AB plus B squared. Or this A squared and B squared, when you write together like this, that's also correct. Right? This way. Okay. Then here I can write that sin A plus cos A. That means ignore these powers. Then square of this plus square of this minus product of these two, sin A cos A. Right, no? Okay. Now you can very clearly see, people, here is sin A plus cos A. We can cancel down with this sin A plus cos A at the numerator. That's an obvious fact. Okay. And the other thing is, people, this sin squared A plus cos squared A, this is 1. Then this bracket is 1 minus sin A cos A. This is nothing but now 1 minus sin A cos A. Okay. Then this 1 minus sin a cos a, this whole thing, we can cancel down with this 1 minus sin a cos a this way. Okay. Then what we have is here sin a minus cos a. I write that at the numerator. Right? And this cos a here. Now take the common denominator as the product of this and this. Right? Cos a sin a, right? We take the common denominator as cos a sin a. That is the product of these two. Then you can bring the sin a here, cos a here. Then there we get sin a minus cos a. Right now? And now this sin a minus cos a I have written down here. Now see what happens, people. This cos a you can cancel down with this cos a. Right? Here this sin a minus cos a term you can cancel down with this. Here we get 1. Then what we have is after cancelling this with this, here also we get 1. Huh? Then what do you get? 1 over, this is 1 divided by sin a. This way. Okay, now here, this sin a we can write at the numerator. This means what, people, really? This line means division, no? This line means division. You can write it like this, no? 1 divided by 1 upon sin a. This way you can write. Okay. Now this division sign you can write as multiplication, and thereafter we can take reciprocal of this. Then 1 into sin a, sin a by 1 is sin a. This is the right hand side, people. Therefore, we get the answer. We started from the left hand side. Now keep simplifying that, we could take the right hand side. So therefore, left hand side and right hand side are equal. Right? Then you can write, therefore, left hand side is equal to right hand side. This is how we take this answer. This is how we prove the identity. Right. Yeah, people, now will come another one question. It is the page number 3. At the top, question number 5. Page number 3. Question number 5. Can't see the board, no? It is this tan cube theta divided by tan cube theta divided by 1 plus tan square theta. Plus cot cube theta divided by 1 plus cot square theta. This is equal to 1 minus 2 sin squared theta into cos squared theta divided by sin theta cos theta. Right. Now, people try to get this answer. I'll give 2-3 minutes. Who did this question as homework, people? Kawuda lamai මේක කරද්දි කරේ? Right? මේක කරන්න ළමයි? කවුද කරේ මේක ගෙදරදී? Right? To do this, convert this tan and cot. Write this tan and cot in terms of sin and cos. තමයි මේක පටන් ගන්න මෙහෙමද? tan cube theta කියන්නේ sin cube theta divided by cos cube theta නේ. tan square theta කියන්නේ sin square theta divided by cos square theta. Cot cube theta කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? cot කියන්නේ ළමයි cos divided by sin. Then cot cube theta you can write as cos cube theta divided by sin cube theta. And this cot square theta you can write as people cos square theta by sin square theta. Therefore, write down all these tan and cot terms in terms of sin and cos. And thereafter keep simplifying that. I think you can take this answer. All right. People try this question. I'll give 2-3 minutes. Hurry up. Right, people. Now I'm going to start from the left hand side. This is our left hand side. Okay, right. I told you to start writing this tan and cos in terms of sin and tan and cot in terms of sin and cos. Here, tan cube theta. Tan means sin by cos, no people. Neither tan can sin divided by cos ne, and tan cube theta can මොකක්ද ළමයි? Tan cube theta is sin cube theta divided by cos cube theta. Okay, right. Sin cube theta divided by cos cube theta. This way, right? One plus tan square theta mean sin square theta divided by cos square theta. Cot cube theta is people cos cube theta divided by sin cube theta. Cot means cos divided by sin, no? And here cot square theta. Cot means cos square theta divided by sin square theta. Right, this is what we have. Now, people, I'm going to simplify after this way. Here, this 1 has the denominator 1. Here also, we have denominator 1. For this 1 and this cos square theta, the common denominator is their product, no? 1 into cos square theta is cos square theta. So therefore, I am going to take here the common denominator as cos square theta. Here 1 into sin square theta, common denominator is sin square theta. Understood, right? හරිද ළමයි? මෙතන අපි ගන්නවා මේ දෙන්නගේ common denominator එක විදිහට මේ දෙන්නගේ product එක. Right, so then you know, then this 1 should be multiplied by what, people? Cos square theta, no? Right, then we get something like this. Sin cube theta divided by cos cube theta, it's the numerator, and this cos square theta comes here, cos square theta plus sin square theta divided by cos square theta. this way. And here also people, මෙතනත් අපි ළමයි ඒ විදිහටම denominator එකේ ගමු common denominator එක sin squared theta කියලා. Whenever we take this sin squared theta as the common denominator here, this one should be multiplied by sin squared theta plus cos squared theta. Right. Now people, you know, this cos squared theta plus sin squared theta is 1. Here also sin squared theta plus cos squared theta 1. Then we can put 1 for them. Okay, right. So then what do we get there? Sin cube theta divided by cos cube theta whole thing divided by, this is 1 upon cos squared theta. Okay. Then here cos cube theta divided by sin cube theta whole thing divided by 1 upon sin squared theta. Okay. Now people remember, when we have this way a division. Now for example, consider like this. A by B whole thing we divide by C by D. Then we can very easily simplify this kind of division of two fractions like this. This B and C are the closer ones of the fractions now people. We multiply them and write this product below this line. Right. This A and D are the further ones now people. The further ones are multiplied and we multiply that product above the line AD like this. හරිද ළමයි? මේ වගේ fractions දෙකක් බෙදෙන්න තියෙනකොට අපි මේකේ ලේසියෙන් simplify කරනකොට මෙන්න මෙහෙම කරන්න. මේ ළඟ දෙන්න වැඩි කරලා මේ line එකේ යට ලියන්න. ඈත දෙන්න වැඩි කරලා line එකෙන් උඩ ලියන්න. This is common really people this way. A divided by B divided by C divided by D, no the meaning. This line means division sign. So therefore I can write it like this. A by B divided by C by D. This division sign people I can write as a multiplication and take reciprocal D upon C. Then you know A and D make AD and this is BC, correct, no? So therefore no need to write this step. Straight away multiply the closer ones and write that product below the line. Further ones multiply the product above the line. People, using that we can do the simplification here like this. This cos cube theta we can multiply with this 1 and people this cos square theta we can bring where here. Here also sin cube theta we can multiply with this 1 and write the below the line. This one you can multiply with this cos cube theta and write that product above the line. හරිද ළමයි? Right. ආයික අපිට try එකක් දෙන්නකෝ. තව විනාඩි දෙක තුනක් ගන්න. I'm starting from here again now. To get the space, I guess this, right? This also I'm going to erase. Then people, what happens here? This sin cube theta and this cos squared theta divided by cos cube theta into 1 means cos cube theta plus this and this cos cube theta into sin squared theta. divided by sine cube theta into 1 is sine cube theta. People, you know here, cos square theta divided by cos cube theta. You can think it like this. Cos theta, take cos theta as x, then we have here x squared. And this is then x cube, no? X squared divided by x cube mean people, x squared means x into x, no? X cube means x into x into x. This 6, this 6, this 6, this 6, we can cancel down, we get only 1x. Like that here, cancellation this whole cos squared theta with this cos cube theta, another cos theta term should remain, no? Then we cancel down this 3. Then automatically the required cos theta term will remain at the denominator. හරිද ළමයි? අපි මේක cancel down කරන්නේ කොහොමද? අපිට ඉතුරු වෙන්න ඕනේ යට x කෙනෙක් විතරයිනේ. Right? x කෙනෙක් විතරයි ඉතුරු වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් අපි ඒක cos theta කියන්නේ ඉතුරු කරගන්න ඕනේ. Right? එතකොට මෙන්න මේ cos theta ඉතුරු වෙන්න අපි මේ cos square theta මේ තුනත් එක්ක කපලා දානවා. Right? However, finally we should have only cos theta. If we do the cancellation like this, that required cos theta will remain finally at the denominator. Understood? Similarly here, people, we can cancel down this. Then we get people here, what? Sine cube theta divided by cos theta plus cos cube theta divided by sine theta. Right now? And now, dear students, try to take again common denominator as the product of these two and keep simplifying. I think most of you can take this answer this time. Right? Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how to take this answer. Right now, people, when we take the product of this and this as the common denominator, cos theta multiplied by sine theta, we know by this we should multiply this, and by this we should multiply this. Sine cube theta multiplied by sine theta. It's like x cube into x, no? X cube multiplied by x means x to the power 4, no? Like that. Sine cube theta into this sine theta means sine to the power 4 theta. Like that, cos theta into cos cube theta is cos to the power 4 theta coming like this. Understood, people? Right. I think you can remember last week we said what? Sum of the two squares. Sum of the two squares. A squared plus b squared. We can write as how? A plus b perfect squared minus 2ab. Can you remember this last week or before last week? I used this one to simplify. A squared plus b squared you can write as a plus b perfect squared minus 2ab. People, this sine to the power 4 theta, you can of course write like this, no? It is sine squared theta to the power 2 plus cos squared theta to the power 2, like this, divided by cos theta into sine theta. This way you can write. Now, if we consider this sine squared theta as your a, then here we have a squared like this. If we take this cos squared theta as b, here we have b squared like this. Then this one you can write as in the right hand side this. How to take, people? This 2 and this 2 we ignore, then a plus b come in, that we bring in the bracket, and outside of the bracket we put 2. Then like this 2 here and here, people, we have this and this. Then how to write? This and this come in within bracket. Cos square theta plus sin square theta. That means, people, so far we have written this. It's perfect squared. Minus 2 times AB. 2 times AB. Cos square theta into sin square theta. Divided by what, people? Cos theta into sin theta. Right. But you know, people, what is this within bracket cos square theta plus sin square theta? This is really 1, no? Cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. Then what do we get? Then we get 1 within bracket, 1 squared is 1. Minus 2 cos square theta sin square theta, we can indicate the order as 2 sin square theta cos square theta. Divided by cos theta into sin theta. I think this is our right hand side, no? Oh, right. And this is the right. If necessary, people, cos theta sin theta product we can write as sin theta cos theta. So this is nothing but our right hand side. Then we proved the left hand side is equal to right hand side. Right. Okay, people, now we'll take another one more. That is the number 6 in page 3. At the top, number 6 of page 3. It's 1 minus sin square theta divided by 1 plus cot theta minus cos square theta divided by 1 plus tan theta is equal to sin theta times cos theta. Right. Are people 2-3 minutes taking 2-3 minutes to try to get this answer? I mean, put the try කරන්න බලන්න. Put try කරන්න බලන්න. දැන් ඉතින් පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ගණන් තනියම හදාගන්න නේද? ටික ටික try කරන්න ඕනේ. දවසකට එක ගාණක් නැත්නම් දවස් දෙකකට එක ගාණක් වගේ try කරන්න ඕන ළමයි. එහෙම try කරලා ටික ටික තමයි මේක අපිට පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. එකවරම ටියුට් එකේම ගණන් හදන්න යන්න බෑ ළමයි. පුළුවන් අයත් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. right? නිකම් හිතුවොත් මොකවත් ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරි? දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ physical classes නොවැම්බර් ඉඳන් පටන් ගන්නවා. එතකොට අපි physical class උත් පටන් ගන්නවා. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ physical class එන්නේ කියලා නේ යන්නේ. online පන්ති දිගටම ඉන්නවා නම් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද online පන්ති අපි දිගටම කරනවා. නමුත් අපි physical classes වලට ආයතන වලට යන්න ඕනේ. ආයතන වලින් අපිට දැන් කතා කරලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට අපි තව ටිකක් අවවේකී වෙනවා. එතකොට මේ classes වල ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ register කරගන්න එවුවා. එතකොට අනිකුත් සියලුම වැඩ ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ message බලන්න එවුවා. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ fees ගේනේව සටහන් කරගන්නේ මම නෙවෙයි. එතකොට මම ගොඩක් විතර ගෙදර පන්ති කරන වෙලාවට විතරයි ඉන්නේ. එතකොට ඒකට අපිට උදව් කරන්න එනවා අපේ පහුගිය අවුරුදු වල විභාගෙ දීලා පාස් වෙලා කැම්පස් යන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙමින් ඉන්න අපි ඔයගොල්ලෝ අයියලා අක්කලා කීප දෙනෙක් මට වරින් වර ඇවිල්ලා උදව් කරනවා. එතකොට මේ සමහරවිට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ලොකු අපහසුතාවයන් වලට මුහුණ දෙන්න වෙයි. දැන් ඒගොල්ලෝ ගෲප් එහෙම හදනකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ පාස් රෙකෝඩ්ස් ගෙවීම් ඒ සියල්ල බලලා තමයි පන්තිට ඇතුළත් කරන්නේ. මං වගේ නෙවෙයි. මං නම් ඉතින් ඔය ඕන කෙනෙක් ආවට කමන්නේ නැහැ නේ කියලා දැම්මා වගේ නෙවෙයි. ඒගොල්ලෝ හරියටම බලනවා. ඉතින් මට ආයේ බලන්න වෙලාවක් නැහැ. මොකද සමහර විට ෆිසිකල් ක්ලාස් එක කරලා කුරුණෑගල ඉඳලා නුවර එනකොට රෑ 7:00 විතර වෙනවා. එතකොට 8 පන්තිය කරන්න වෙනකොට මට බල ඉඳවන්නේ මම පන්තිට ලෑස්ති වෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ අර ඔක්කොම කියන විදිහට තමයි වැඩි කරන්නේ. ඒ නිසා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පොඩි අපහසුතාවයන්පත් වෙන්න වෙයි. ඒ නිසා ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ පැත්තෙන් කරන් තියෙන ඒ ගෙවීම් ටික හරියට කරන්න. හදිසියවත් කෙනෙකුට ගෙවා ගන්න බැරි වුණොත් මට මැසේජ් එකක් හරි මැසේජ් එකක් දාන්න. පන්තිය පටන් ගන්න විනාඩි 10කට 15කට කලින් විතර. නැත්තම් ෆෝන් එක බැලෙන්නේ නැහැ ඇත්තටම. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ සමහර කට්ටිය පන්තිට එන්න බැරි වෙයි. සමහරවිට පේමන්ට්ස් කරලා තිබුණේ නැත්නම් ඒ වගේ වෙලාවක පොඩි කොල් එකක් දාන්න. නැත්නම් මැසේජ් එකක් දාන්න හේතු මේක කියලා පන්තිට ඇඩ් කරලා නැහැ. හේතු මොකද්ද කියලා දාන්න. මොකද ඒගොල්ලෝ ගොඩාක් විට දාන්න නැත්නම් ගොඩාක් විට ගිය සැරේත් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න ගොඩක් ආවා ළමයි අපිට. ඉතින් අපි ෆිසිකල් ක්ලාසස් තියෙන වෙලාවෙදී ඔන්ලයින් කරනකොට දැන් ළමයි අපිට 300ක් ඉන්නකොට ළමයි ඕක මට කරන්න බෑ තනියම. පන්ති 10ක් 12ක් තියෙනවා. එක එක්කෙනාගේ නම් බල එන්ටර් කර ඒක කරන්න ගියොත් අපිට මේ ටියුට් එකක් හදාගන්න එහෙම නැත්නම් ඕගොල්ලන්ට ලෙසන් එකක් ප්ලෑන් කරගන්න අලුතින් ගණන් හිතලා ටියුට්ස් වලට දාන්න අපිට වෙලාවක් නැහැ ළමයි. ඒ නිසා ඒක අපි වෙන කෙනෙකුට බාර දෙනවා. වෙන කෙනෙක් නෙමෙයි අපි කලින් අවුරුදු ඉගෙන ගත්ත ළමයි. ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉතින් ඒ ටික කරනකොට හරියටම කරනවා. ඒ වගේ වෙලාවක ඉතින් අර ගොඩක් ළමයි ඉතින් හරියට පන්ති වලට ගෙවලා එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒ ළමයින් ලිස්ට් එකට දාන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට ඕගොල්ලන්ට පන්තිවල ජොයින් වෙන්න බැරි වෙනවා. ගිය අවුරුදු වලත් එහෙම වෙලා පස්සෙම ළමයි ජොයින් කරගත්තා. එතකොට දැන් එහෙම වුණාම ඒක වැඩ කරන ළමයි දැනගත්තාම ඊට පස්සේ ඒගොල්ලෝගේ ඩියුටි හරියට කරන්නේ. ඉතින් අපි එහෙම කරලා වැඩක් නැහැ නේ සර් ඉතින් දානවනේ කියලා. ප්‍රශ්න ගොඩක් එතකොට එනවා. ඒ නිසා පොඩ්ඩක් ඕගොල්ලෝගේ පැත්තේ ඒ ටික හරියට කරගන්න. සමහර අයට මේ පේමන්ට්ස් කරලා රිසිප්ට් එකක් ලැබුණේ නැහැ කියලා මට මැසේජ් කරලා තියෙනවා. එහෙම වෙලාවක ඕගොල්ලෝ මේ රිසිප්ට් එකක් කොහමද ගන්න බලන්න. නැත්නම් ඕගොල්ලෝ ATM මැෂින් එකෙන් ඩෙපොසිට් කරනකොට ඕගොල්ලෝගේ නම ක්ලාස් එක දාන්න 2023 කියලා දාලා ගන්න මැත්ස් කියලා දාලා ගන්න. මොකද මේ මැසේජ් එක මට ලැබෙනවා. නැත්නම් මේ එකම වෙලාවේ දෙන්නේ හරි එක්කෙනෙක් හරි ගෙවුතින් දැන් කවුද කියන එක හොයාගන්න බැරි වෙනවා. හරි. ඒතකොට ඒක දැම්මම ලොකුවට බැලුවේ නැතුණාට දැන් ඒ ළමයි බලනකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ ඔක ටිකක් හොඳට බලනවා. right. එතකොට ඒ නිසා පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කල්පනාකාරී වෙන්න වෙයි. next week ඉඳලා අපි classes පටන් ගන්න හින්දා මේ වැඩ කටයුතු ටික වෙන්නේ ගොඩක් විට ඒ ළමයි අතින්. එතකොට ගොඩක් විට ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ අතපසු වෙලා තියෙනවා නම් ගෙවීම් මෙහිම ඒව දාගන්න. ටියුට්ස් එහෙම දාන එකත් ඒගොල්ලෝ එක සැරේම group එකට දායි. හරි. ෆෝන් එක මයි ගාව තිබ්බට ඒගොල්ලෝ ලොග් වෙනවා. කම්පියුටරින් ඒ වැඩි කරගන්න. right. Okay. So then people, the next question is this. Again, to get this answer, write this cot theta and this tan theta in terms of sin and cos, and keep simplify the left hand side. Okay. We hopefully start the people physical classes now in Kandy. Saturday morning like 7:45 at Kandy IMS we keep our class. That is opposite to the girls high school Kandy. And in the morning we have maths 7:45 to 12 and 1 up to 5. We have the chemistry for 2023. Following day Sunday morning we have physics. At the time of this maths people, the biology class are also there. Okay, that's our timetable in Kandy. And Kurunagala, Sunday morning, the time we take. And in addition to Sunday morning, Kurunagala, we start another new group, physical class group. That's a weekday evening. Most probably that class will be Thursday evening. Thursday evening, right? Thursday morning session, I keep a revision class for single medium students in Kurunagala Sippin. Right? So I am conducting classes, Kurunagala Sippin and Kandy IMS. Right? Excellent places to study people. Every, of course, facility available in these two institutes. So it's very easy, nice environment, good facilities, nice access, everything is okay. Okay. And exactly the exact time I'll inform through this media, through the groups. Those who are willing to join the physical classes, they can join. But remember, people, the online class I keep till your examination. Okay. Right. Most of the students said that they are a little bit inconvenienced of studying the online classes, boring and fed up. Some students, they have given up. සමහර ළමයිට ළමයි මේක ටිකක් බෝරින් වෙලා තියෙනවා වගේ පේනවා. ඇත්තටම බෝරින් වෙනවා ටිකක්. නමුත් ඉතින් අපි එහෙම කියන්නත් හොඳ නෑ. ඇයි? දැන් ඔය 21 අයියලා අක්කලා දැන් අවුරුද්දකටත් වැඩි ඒගොල්ලෝ අවුරුදු එකහමාරක් වගේ එක දිගටම ඔන්ලයින් ක්ලාසස් කරලා තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ මේ එක්සෑම් සිට් කරන්න යන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉගෙන ගත්තා. ඉතින් හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලොන්ගෙත් යම් කට්ටිය ඔන්ලයින් අමාරුයි කියලා ගොඩක් ප්‍රශ්න ආවා. ඉතින් ළමයි අපිට සමහර තැන්වලදී අපහසුයෙන් වුණත් අකමැත්තෙන් වුණත් සමහර දේවල් වලට යන්න වෙනවා. මොකද නැතුව අපිට වෙන විකල්පයක් නැහැ, no alternatives. But sometimes again, right, soon after starting this all the classes, you know, for tuition classes, no limit for the students. Even 1,000 or more than 1,000 students classes there can be. And again, there's a risk of having this same situation again. That means pandemic may be sometimes coming after 1 or 2 months. So therefore, again, we have to come to the online classes. So therefore, your devices and everything you have to keep. Okay. So therefore, that occasion we have to very patiently face again. It is again online means that is the only option. එනිසා ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ මේ ආයසරයක් ඔන්ලයින් වලට එන්න උනොත් එන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ඩිවයිසස් ටික තියාගන්න. අනික තමයි ළමයි අපිට ඉදිරියේදී මේ ඔන්ලයින් මේ ඩිවයිසස් තියාගන්න ඕනේ අපි ෆිසිකල් ක්ලාසස් කරනකොට අපිට කොච්චර කාලේ වේස්ට් වෙනවද බලන්න. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ක්ලාසස් එන්න ආපුවාම බස් එකට යනවා පැයක් විතර සමහර අයට. මගට පැයයි බස් එකයි ඒ පැය 3ක් විතර දවසකට යනවා. ඉතින් ළමයි අපි ගෙදර එක රැයක ওই පැය 3 තියාගත්තා නම් අපිට ලොකු වැඩ ප්‍රමාණයක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ෆිසිකල් ක්ලාසස් පටන් ගත්තත් මාසයකට එක වතාවක් once a month to have an online class like this in order to cover up the syllabus more early and to do more questions. Then the advantage is people can be students, Kurunagala students, both students can join to the same online class for 1 day, and then we can cover lots of things doing the online class. So therefore, due to any reason, don't throw away your components or devices. Keep them with you till the end of your examination. Okay, right. Okay, people, now we'll start here. I'll give again 2-3 minutes. Write this content tan in terms of sine and cos, and keep doing this and try to get this right hand side answer. Right? I'll give 2-3 minutes. Take, people. Right. We'll see how to take this answer, people. Here also I'm going to start from the left hand side. Left hand side is this. Okay. When you start from the left hand side, I can do the simplification like this. Here we have 1, no? Right. First, I take people this minus sign and this minus sign out from a bracket. Then both this term and this term will be positive. Then here cot theta I can write as cos theta divided by sin theta. And once you take this minus sign out, this will be plus. This is cos squared theta divided by tan theta mean people sin theta divided by cos theta. මෙන්න මෙහෙම අපට ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන් නේද? Then this is one denominator, this is another denominator, right? Then what I do is this 1 minus, here we have 1, the denominator, then the common denominator of this 1 and sin theta we can take as a product of 1 and sin theta. 1 multiplied by sin theta is sin theta, right people? Here sin theta, then this sin theta comes here, 1 into sin theta is sin theta, and this is plus cos theta. And here sin squared theta. Similarly here people we can simplify this cos squared theta. Here this one has the derivative 1 into cos theta is cos theta. Okay, then this comes here and 1 into cos theta is cos theta plus sin theta. This is what we get people. Okay, no? Right. Now you can very clearly understand here this sin square theta has the denominator 1, no? You know, when we write 100 people, this is really 100 divided by 1, no? When you divide 100 by 1 is 100, no? So like that here only sin square theta we had. We can think this sin square theta has the denominator 1. Then you know this you can multiply with this and write the product below the line. This and this you can multiply and write the product above the line. 1 multiplied by this will be the same thing. Sin theta and sin square theta being people sin cube theta. Then we get 1 minus sin cube theta divided by sin theta plus cos theta. And here also the same thing we can do. Here this cos square theta has 1, that 1 comes here and multiply with this. This is cos theta plus sin theta. Cos theta plus sin theta means people sin theta plus cos theta. Understand? That one should be multiplied by this 1 below this cos square theta. හරිනේ ළමයි නේද? මේ cos square theta යට එකක් තියෙනවනේ. එයා මෙයත් එක්ක multiply කරලා product එක ඉරෙන් යට ලියනවා. මෙයා මෙයත් එක්ක multiply කරලා product එක මේ line එකෙන් උඩ ලියනවා. And then we get what people? Cos cube theta divided by this cos theta plus sin theta I can write as people sin theta plus cos theta. You know that one, no? Up to here we came. Now you know here this denominator and here this denominator being the same. So therefore people straight away we can add the numerators. Okay? කෙලින්ම අපිට numerators add කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Right. So then what do you get? 1 minus sin theta plus cos theta. Then we can add this and this. It's sin cube theta plus cos cube theta. This way. Now people, what is this? Sum of two cubes. Sum of two cubes. A cube plus B cube. What are the factors? First ignore these powers. Then what do you get? Sin theta plus cos theta. First factor. Second bracket. Yeah, we can write second bracket like this. 1 minus. This is sine theta plus cos theta. Right. And the first factor, ignore this powers 3. Sine theta plus cos theta like this. And then square this plus square this. And minus. Multiply this and this. Sine theta, cos theta. This is the second bracket. Okay. Now, people, you can very obviously see this sine theta plus cos theta. We can cancel with this. Alright. What is this? Sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. Then what do you have within bracket? This 1 minus sine theta cos theta. Then 1 minus within bracket 1, this 1 minus sine theta cos theta. Remove the bracket. This 2 we can cancel down. Minus minus plus. We get sine theta cos theta. Correct, no, people? When you remove the bracket, we get minus 1. No? Then we have 1 minus 1. That 2 we can cancel down. But the rest term within bracket minus sine theta cos theta should also be multiplied by this minus sign. Then minus make plus sine theta cos theta. This is how people we take that answer. Right? Yeah. Like that, try the next questions as homework, people. Some more questions available in the page number 3. Up to the major question number 4, the rest questions you can do as homework. Question ප්‍රශ්නාංක 4 දක්වා තියෙන සියලුම ප්‍රශ්න ටික දැන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ ටික කරන්න. ඉතින් අරන් තනියම හදන්න ඕන ළමයි. හදන්න නැතුව ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේක පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right. Okay. Now today we come to another small theory. Right. Now, the next theory is this. People, now, suppose we have a right angle triangle like this. Suppose the triangle is ABC. With this angle be theta. Definitely this angle theta, people less than 90, no? Because in a right angle triangle, one angle is 90 degree. There are another 2 more angles. Each angle is then 90. හරි නේද? නේද? එතකොට අපි මේ angle එකේ sin value, cos value and tan value we can define. In a right angle triangle like this, sin theta we define as opposite side BC divided by the hypotenuse AC. Cos theta, adjacent side AB divided by the hypotenuse AC. Tan theta, the opposite side BC divided by the adjacent side AB. This way. Okay. Now my question is this. Suppose this angle theta is 120. මේ theta කියන angle එක ළමයි 120 වුණා. Now this time, how can we draw a right angle triangle to define this way sin cos tan? Because in this way, sin cos tan we can define only for right angle triangles. Now can we draw a right angle triangle with its one angle 120 degrees? පුළුවන්ද ළමයි? right angle triangle එක අඳින්න පුළුවන්ද? එයාගේ එක angle එකක් 120 degrees වෙන්න? බෑනේ. right angle triangle එක angle එක 90 අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම compulsory one angle is 90 degrees. If another angle is there as 120, altogether that sum is 210, no? 120 plus 90. But the sum of all three angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. That says, people, for angle 120, its sine ratio cannot be defined by using the definition we used for the right angle triangle. Understood? That means defining this sine theta, cos theta and tan theta using the right angle triangle, people, not a good method to define sine, cos, tan for any angle. Then to define for any angle this way the sine, cos, tan, what is the definition? What is the formal definition? That's what people we are going to learn. නේද? ඔයගොල්ලෝ තේරෙනවනේ. angle එක 120 වගේ වෙනකොට right angle triangle එක හඳගන්න බෑ. එහෙම වුණාම ළමයි අපිට 120 angle එකක sin, cos, tan define කරගන්නත් මේ ක්‍රමයෙන් බැරි වෙනවා. එහෙනම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මොකද කරන්නේ? එහෙනම් මොකද්ද හරිම ක්‍රමය ඕනෑම angle එකකට sin, cos, tan define කරගන්න හරිම ක්‍රමය මොකද්ද? ඔන්න ඕකයි ළමයි ඊළඟ අපේ heading එක. Right? Then we'll write, people, heading like this. Write on like this: formal definition. Formal definition of sin theta, cos theta and tan theta for any angle of theta. For any angle of theta. Okay. Right, people, now the formal definition is this. හරිම definition එක ළමයි ඔය right angle triangle එකකින් එන ක්‍රමය නෙවෙයි. හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. Right? The formal definition is not the one coming from the right angle triangle. That is true only when the angle is less than 90. Understood? Okay? This is the definition. ළමයි මේකයි definition එක. We take the plane of quadrants. You know, now you already familiar with this plane of quadrants, right? This is our y-axis, x-axis, negative y-axis, negative x-axis. This is the origin O. Now, people, suppose that OP line segment is here. Right, you know the initial position of OP line segment is positive x-axis, no? නේද ළමයි? මුලින්ම මෙයා ඉන්නේ මෙයා උඩනේ. ඒකට අපි හිතමු මෙයා it turns this way, making an angle theta anti-clockwise. Okay? Now we drop perpendiculars from this P upon this x-axis and on this y-axis like this. Okay, let this point be M, this be N. People, this OM is called as the perpendicular projection of OP on x-axis, right? OM is called as perpendicular projection of OP on x-axis, right, on x-axis. And this ON is called as the perpendicular projection of OP on y-axis. Right? Now, people, the proper way, the formal way of defining sine cos tan of this angle theta is this. Sine theta, this is how we define. Perpendicular projection of OP on y-axis. Perpendicular projection of this OP on y-axis. What is that? ON. Divided by OP. Divided by OP length. OP length. Or just OP. This is how people we define the sine theta. In this case, very simply you can understand this ON is really is equal to this PM, no? Because this is OMPN is a rectangle, no? Is lamai. Me OMPN can rectangle leka. Api single can rujukonastrek here. Right? In a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal. Then instead of this, we can use this. Then PM is that perpendicular projection. PM divided by OP. Opposite by hypotenuse come in, no? Right. So therefore, remember, sine theta definition is people perpendicular projection of this OP on y-axis divided by OP. Cos theta definition, perpendicular projection of OP on x-axis divided by OP length. This is how we define the cos theta. Perpendicular projection of OP on x-axis divided by OP. So then if I write here, this is ON divided by OP. This is OM divided by OP. And next one, people, tan theta. Tan theta, we define how? Perpendicular projection of this OP on y-axis divided by perpendicular projection of OP on x-axis, right? This is perpendicular projection of OP on y-axis divided by perpendicular projection of OP on x-axis. What is that? ON divided by OM. This is the people formal way. Now people see the earlier issue we had. What? If we need to define sine for the angle 120, now no need to worry about drawing what the right angle triangle. Then sine 120 හොයාගන්න කරදර වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ නේද? triangle එකක් අඳින්න කරදර වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඕගොල්ලෝ මොකද්ද කරන්න තියෙන්නේ? මේ OP කියන කෙනා, this OP you have to bring to the position of the angle this 120. Now people construct that perpendiculars. And now follow that. What? Perpendicular projection of this OP on y-axis divided by OP. Now, whatever this angle here we have, wherever this OP lies, for any position of this OP, that said perpendicular projections available. Then whatever the angle, people, we can now write sine cos tan. Not like the definition, we found inconvenience defining sine for the angle 120 using that right angle triangle method. තේරුණා ළමයි? දැන් මේ definition එකට අනුව ළමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ angle එක මොකක් වුණත් OP කොතන හිටියත් ඒ OP ට අර කිව්ව perpendicular projections තියෙනවා x axis එකේ y axis එකේ. ඒ නිසා angle එක මොකක් වුණත් දැන් ළමයි අපිට පුළුවන් angle එක මොකක් වුණත් sin cos tan අපිට define කරගන්න පුළුවන් මේ ක්‍රමය. මේක තමයි හරිම ක්‍රමය. Right, this is the correct way, people. But at the very beginning of this lesson, if I tried to give you these people, you can't understand that. That is why I started that from the oil knowledge. In the oil people, especially we discuss about the acute angles now. Then the right angle triangle method is okay. But in this case, we should know, since the angle can take infinity even, negative infinity even, people, that right angle triangle method of this, defining the sin cos tan is no longer people useful. Understood? Right now? Yeah. Now people will draw this diagram. Before that, we'll write this way one sentence. Consider the plane of the quadrants, with OP making an angle theta. OP making an angle theta with positive x-axis, in anti-clockwise sense. Right, people, then you have to very carefully the sense correctly, right? Draw this diagram without missing any information available here. And this one and this one you have to write correctly and write this sin cos tan this way. Understood? Right now. Complete the notes, people. Note complete karaganna. Right. Now, people will see another small question. You know, people, length when we consider. Now, for example, the length of this pen, if we consider, people, the length of this pen, nearly it is like, we can measure now, right? Nearly we get like 13 centimeters we get. Using the ruler, I measured that. We get 13 centimeters. If somebody says the length of this pen is minus 13 centimeters, what do you say? Tamai කියන්නේ. දැන් මේ පෑනේ දිග 13 centimeters. Somebody says the length of this pen is minus 13 centimeters. Do you accept that? Minus 13 centimeters. No, never. Because you know, length of something cannot be negative, no, people. Cannot be negative. Cannot be negative. Right. Now, see this. When we consider suppose this is the x-axis, this is negative x-axis, this is the origin, no, this is a number line, this is number line. Well, suppose here we have a point A. Now suppose its coordinate, we'll take the y-axis also here for the convenience of thinking this. y-axis එකත් ගමු ළමයි මේ විදිහට. y-axis එකත් අපි අරගෙන, right? This is minus y-axis. If I take this point A coordinate as 10, 0, this is the origin. No. Suppose here this is the point B, here minus 10, 0. Well, can you tell me what is the meaning of this minus 10? Here, what is the meaning of this minus 10? What is the meaning of this plus 10? Can somebody tell me? What is the meaning of this minus 10? Or tell me, what is this O to B length? Yeah. What is this O to A length? O to A length, definitely 10, you might say. ඔගොල්ලෝ කියයි අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම 10යි කියලා. 10 කියලා. ඒක හරි. That is correct. What is this OB length, people? Then you might say minus 10 because of this. Now, a short while ago, you said this length cannot be negative. No? ටිකට කලින් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කියව නේද length එක නෙගටිව් වෙන්න බෑ කියලා. ඒතර කියයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ අපි කිව්වේ නෑ සර් තමයි කිව්වේ කියලා. ඔව් මම කිව්වා ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඇග්‍රී වුණා. length එක නෙගටිව් වෙන්න බෑනේ ළමයි. Now length cannot be negative, but now you say this OB length is minus 10. What is the conflict there, people? What is the confusion there? මොකද මේ පටලැවිල්ල? ළමයි පටලැවිල්ල මොකක්වත් පොතන නැහැ. No confusion there. No conflict there. Still, the O to B length is 10 units. Then this minus sign, people, that minus sign says that 10 unit length is measured along negative axis. The sign of the axis only here, this minus sign indicates. Other than that, nobody can say this OB length is negative. Understood? In our day-to-day life, people, we know sometimes when we go journey people, we say we walk like 15 meters due north, then turn to right and went to another 30 meters to the east. We say like this, no, people. That north and east words we use to say the direction to which we have walked. Like that, if we measure the length along negative axis, people, the sign of that axis usually be put. Other than that, people, nobody can say a length is negative. But the sign if comes minus, that minus sign indicates that length has been measured along a negative axis. That's only we get by that information. Understand? Right. Then, people, when we write this sin theta, cos theta and tan theta, the perpendicular projections we take from one of the two axes, no? Neither. මේ perpendicular projections අපි ගන්නේ ඔය axis දෙකකින් එකකින්නේ. එහෙමනම් ළමයි, then dear students, whenever we take any perpendicular projection from any axis, with that perpendicular projection, right, we have to put the sign of the relevant axis from which we take that. And this OP people, look at this OP. OP we don't take from any axis. It is a fixed line segment. It is a fixed line segment in length that can rotate about. Oh, it's a line segment having fixed length. Since we don't take this OP from any of the two axes, people, that OP is always a positive because we don't take that from any axis. It is a length. Length is always positive. So therefore, OP is always positive. But that perpendicular projection, when we take, people, we have to put the sign of the relevant axis from which this perpendicular projection comes in. Then you can very clearly see when this angle increases from the first quadrant to the second quadrant, then second quadrant to the third quadrant, then from third to fourth, people, you can see the perpendicular projection of this OP on x-axis and y-axis, right, will be plus or minus. Due to this, the sine theta value, cos theta value, tan theta value will take different signs in these four quadrants: first, second, third, and fourth. Now our effort is, people, to find the sign, positive or negative sign, of this sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta for each of the quadrant. Understood? So then our next subheading is that, people. Write down the next subheading is, therefore, write down the sign, of sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta when theta is in each quadrant when theta is in each quadrant. Right now? Right, now I am starting from first quadrant, number 1. First quadrant. Our theta is in first quadrant. This angle is in the first quadrant. People, as the maximum value in the first quadrant, what is the maximum angle this theta can take? 90, no? Minimum 0. When this OP comes onto the x-axis, theta 0. OP comes onto y-axis, theta 90. Then when this OP lies in the first quadrant, the angle theta takes value from 0 to 90. Okay, right. In the first quadrant, OP lies in the first quadrant. Theta less than 90. 90 means pi by 2, greater than 0, no? Right. Right, people, draw this diagram again. Small diagram, huh? Very small diagram. Right. Very small diagram. Draw a very small diagram. Right. Then we can write sine theta. Right. What is that, people? Perpendicular projection of this OP on y-axis divided by OP length. You know, people, this ON is coming from positive y-axis. Therefore, its sign is plus. OP is always positive, no? Plus. Plus by plus is plus. Then, when this OP lies in the first quadrant, angle theta is in between 0 and 90. For such angle, sine value is positive. cos value. It is the definition what people? Perpendicular projection of this OP on x-axis divided by OP. OM divided by OP. Then this OM is coming from positive x-axis. It is positive. OP also positive. OP is always positive because why people? This OP is not taken from any of the two axes. OP have a positive lamai. Ay, yeah, axis එකකින් නෙවෙයි ඉන්නේ අපිට. එයා fixed line එකක් rotate වෙනවා. ඉතින් එයා rotate උනායි කියලා තැන මාරු වෙනවා කියලා එයාගේ length එකේ sign එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Understand people? OP is a line segment of fixed length and that can freely rotate about O. Right? By changing the position, once it rotates people, right? Once it goes to different position, nobody can say its sign length will be negative. No, it is always positive. Right? Then plus by plus, also people plus. When we divide same signs, the answer positive. 10. It is the perpendicular projection of this OP on y-axis divided by that one x-axis. This is positive. This is positive. This is positive. Therefore, people, by this, what you can see, the three basic trigonometric ratios sine, cos, tan take positive sign when this angle is in the first quadrant, or when OP is in the first quadrant, angle is between 0 and 90. For such angles, all three ratios sine, cos, and tan become positive. තේරුණාද ළමයි? එහෙනම් මතක තියාගන්න OP කියන එක නා first quadrant එකේ ඉන්නකොට ලැබෙන කෝණ ලැබෙන angles වෙන්නේ ළමයි 0 ඉඳන් 90 දක්වා angles තමයි ලැබෙන්නේ. For such angle, all the three ratios sine, cos, tan become positive, right? So therefore we say here all positive. Here all mean what? Sine, cos, tan, right? Sine, cos, tan, all positive in the quadrant number 1. This is the first quadrant, right? Okay. Like that we go for the second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. And 3 more quadrants available. Now I move to second quadrant. Understood? Right. Come to these people. Make it in lamai. We come to the second quadrant. Number 2, second quadrant. This is the y-axis. OP is the second quadrant. This way. Now we drop perpendiculars. This is M. Now what is the angle? This is the angle. When this OP in the second quadrant, people, theta greater than 90, pi by 2, but less than 180. Correct, no? Theta angle එක ළමයි 90 වලට වඩා වැඩි 180 වලට වඩා අඩුයි. When OP in the second quadrant. Now find sine, cos, tan. Right. Sine is ON, positive. Divided by OP. This is positive. This is positive. Positive by positive is positive. Cos are people. Now this OM is on the negative x-axis. then we have to put negative sign here. But OP is positive always. Therefore, the numerator is negative, denominator is positive. Negative by positive is negative. Tan theta, ON divided by OM, OM is negative. This is negative. Then numerator positive, denominator negative. This is negative. Right? Then you can very clearly understand in the second quadrant, only the sign ratio is positive. Then we can write only sign is positive. Only sign is positive. First quadrant all positive, second quadrant sign positive. Like that, people obtain the same result for the third and fourth quadrants. Obtain the result for the third and fourth quadrants. I'll give 2-3 minutes. Hurry up. Third, fourth quadrants to make a proof. Right, now let's see in third quadrant. Third quadrant. Third quadrant, when we draw OP, okay. Here we have, this is theta. Right? So this is the point now M, this is N. Right, now in this case, people, this angle, what can I say this angle? This angle is more than 180, but less than 270. You know, once this OP goes to this negative y-axis only, this angle 270. But in the third quadrant, when OP lies, that angle is less than 270. Right. So then theta less than 270 means 3 pi by 2, but greater than 180. Right. So now we will see. Okay, sin theta, perpendicular projection of OP on y-axis. Here, this ON, it is on the negative y-axis. So therefore, this is negative. This is positive. Therefore, negative divided by positive, it is negative. Sign is negative. OM, it is negative, people. OM, OP positive. Negative by positive. It is negative. Here both ON and OM coming from the negative axis. Then for both we have to put minus, minus. Minus divided by minus mean, people, what? Plus. Then you can see in the third quadrant only, people, tan is positive. The rest two are negative. Third quadrant only tan is positive. Only tan is positive. Right. Then we said what? First quadrant all positive, second quadrant sign positive, third quadrant now tan only positive. We'll see the fourth quadrant now. Come to the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant. Now fourth quadrant. OP people like this, huh? Angle theta is now this. This is M, This is in. Now we'll see. Sine here, ON, it is negative because it's coming from the negative y-axis. Divided by OP. Numerator negative, denominator positive. This is minus cos theta. Here, OM positive now, it is coming from positive x-axis. Positive divided by positive. This is positive. And tan, perpendicular projection of OP on y-axis. It is minus, but OM is positive. That is coming from positive x-axis, negative by positive. This is negative. Then you can see in the fourth quadrant, only cos is positive, right? Fourth quadrant, only cos is positive. Only cos is positive. Cos is positive. So therefore, we can summarize this situation. The summary is this. This is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Positive x-axis, positive y-axis, negative x-axis, negative y-axis. This is O. Then in the first quadrant, people, all positive. Second quadrant, only sine positive. Third quadrant, only tan positive. Fourth quadrant, only cos positive. Then you have to remember this story. The first quadrant all positive, second quadrant sine only positive, third quadrant tan only positive, fourth quadrant cos only positive. Right? Right. Construct these two, people. Construct these two. We can we can remember this way. In the first quadrant, we take A, stands for all. Right? A. S stands for sine. T for tan. C for cos. This way. Then we can remember this one by rotating to anti-clockwise since A, S, T, C. All positive, sine positive, tan positive, cos positive. Or you can keep remember this one this way too. All St. Thomas College. Or else another one, all silver toy cars. All silver toy cars. That way you can remember rotating anti-clockwise sense starting from first quadrant. This is very important, people. Okay, right. Now that is over. Right, now we move to another important one. People, we have to remember some more results. Nearly, we have to remember in the next part 27 results. Right? Thereafter, 28 formulae we have to remember. Okay, at the moment you might think, how can we remember this all? People don't go to by heart. කටපාඩම් කරන්න යන්න එපා ළමයි. කටපාඩම් කරන්න එපා. මැත්ස් ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට අමාරුයි මතක තියාගන්න යන්න එපා. මැත්ස් ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට නැවත නැවත කරන්න ළමයි. ඒතකොට අපි කියන්නේ අර මැත්ස් ඇඟේ තියෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ එතකොටයි. කටපාඩම් කරන්නේ ඔය බයොලොජි වගේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක්. Subjects such as biology, people. Forever, the cross section of a cell is the same, no people. So therefore, no harm though you by heart that. Neither. Cell එක cross section එක ගත්තොත් හැමදාටම ඔය cell එකම තමයි. heart එකේ cross section එක ගත්තොත් human heart එකේ හැමදාටම ඒක එහෙමනේ. ඒක by heart කරලා කමන්නේ නැහැ. කටපාඩම් කරලා කමන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් ළමයි මෙව්ව කටපාඩම් කරන්න යන්න එපා. මේක වදයක් වෙනවා කටපාඩම් කරන්න. It's very boring headache when you try to by heart this. Then what we do to get familiar with this? මේ අය පුරුදු වෙන්න මොකද කරන්න ඕන ළමයි? මේක ඕගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ නැති කෙනෙකුට උගන්වනවා කියලා හිතාගෙන ගෙදර දොර වහගෙන උගන්වන්න ඕක. ගෙදර නෙවෙයි කාමරේ දොර වහගෙන. හරි? එතකොට ළමයි මේක හොඳටම මතක හිටිනවා. right? දන්නේ නැති කට්ටියට මේක කියලා දෙනකොට හිතාන උගන්වන්න මේක. දැන් නංගි හරි මල්ලි හරි දැක්කොත් එහෙම ඕක පල්ලෙක ගහයි අයිය හරි අක්කා හරි මොනවද තනියම කියවනවා කාටද උගන්වනවා කියලා. ඒ නිසා හොඳට දොර වහගන්න. එහෙම කරන්න ළමයි. ඒක තමයි මතක තියාගන්න හොඳම දේ. මොකද අපි ටීච් කරනකොට අපි මොන හරි දෙයක් කියලා දෙන්න කලින් ඔළුවෙන් හිතලා මතක් කරලානේ මේක අපි කියලා දෙන්නේ. පොතක් බලන්න නෙවෙයි කියලා දෙන්නේ. ඔයාලා පොත බලන්න කියලා දෙන්න යන්න එපා. පොතේ තියෙන දේ ඔළුවට අරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ තමයි කියලා දෙන්නේ පොත බලන්නේ නැතුව. ඒකට ළමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ අර පොතේ තිබිච්ච දේවල් කියලා දෙන්න කලින් හිතින් මතක් කරනවා. ඒ හිතින් මතක් කරනකොට තමයි ළමයි අර මතකයේ කියන එක deeply ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ මෙමරියට යන්නේ. අන්න එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට එක සැරයක් මොන හරි එකක් රිෆර් කරපු ගමන් හොඳට මතක හිටින්න ගන්නවා. ඒක තමයි ලේසිම ක්‍රමය ළමයි. මතක තියාගන්න. ඉස්සරහම පොත බලන්න පොත වහලා මතකෙන් කියලා දෙන්න කාට හරි. හොඳට මතක හිටිනවා. දැන් බලන්න අපි මේ සිලබස් එකේ pre-applied syllabus එකේ පාඩම් 30ක් විතර තියෙනවා. කොතනින් ඇහුවත් අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන්. හේතුව ඇයි? ඕගොල්ලෝ උගන්වලා. හැමදාම උගන්වන්නේ. කොතනින් ඇහුවත් කියන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් කොච්චර දිගුවත් ළමයි මේවා ටික විතරයි මතක. වෙන මොකවත් මතක නැහැ. ඇයි? නිතරම එන්නේ ටිකනේ. අන්න ඒ වගේ එහෙම කරපුවම ළමයි අමතක නොවෙන දේ මතක තියා ගන්නවා. ඒ නිසා එහෙම මැච් කරන්න එතකොට ඕගොල්ලන්ට අහස දිහා බලලා වුණත් ඔළුවෙන් මතක් කරගන්න පුළුවන් ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක. ඒක තමයි දක්ෂ ළමයෙක්ගේ දක්ෂ මැත්ස් කාර්යයේ ලක්ෂණය. මෙව තියෙන්න ඕන ළමයන්ගේ. මෙව නැතුව ට්‍රිගොනොමෙට්‍රි ඉගෙන ගන්න බෑ. ට්‍රිගොනොමෙට්‍රි නැතුව මැත්ස් ඉගෙන ගන්න බෑ. right. ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ ෆස්ට් ගෲප් එකේ යාළුවෝ ඉන්නවා නම් බලන්න අපි කොච්චර ඩෙප්ත් එකකට ට්‍රිගොනොමෙට්‍රි ගියාද කියලා. They did the past paper sum also. The 2020 question also they did. With me they did, but they are okay. Right? At the moment, if they can manage up to that, people, that is a good sign. Because I know you will be going to examination after another nearly 2 years now. During that time period, most of you will get higher pickup. Huge difference in your intelligence level once you do this logical subject maths. At the moment, if you can manage like that, means it's a good sign according to my experience. Right? So like that, people, your group, you also are supposed to bring to that level after another 1.5 months. But we have to do more sums. Right. Now, people, I am going to next one. It is are this. Write down people next subheading like this. The relation between theta and 90 minus theta. Theta and 90 minus theta is the next heading. People, we supposed to prove only this, but some more are to prove, but I am not going to prove without wasting time. Using the properties, features of this proof, same way we apply that for the other cases. So therefore, you have to very carefully listen to me in this proof. Okay. Now, this is what people we supposed to do. First, I am going to take, right? First, I am going to take in the plane of quadrant the position of OP making an angle theta, right? Secondly, people, I'm going to take, okay, this OP making an angle 90 minus theta with positive x-axis. Then one position of OP is people taking making theta angle. The second position of OP is people taking this OP 90 minus theta. Yeah, that two locations of OP I am going to draw now on the plane of quadrants. Okay, like this. Careful, listen to me here. A little geometry you have to pick from this axis. This is the position of OP that makes an angle theta. From this P, I drop a perpendicular this way. This is M. This is N. Right? Now I bring this OP to a new position. At that new position, people, the OP must make an angle 90 minus theta with this x-axis. This angle should be 90 minus theta. People, but you know this whole angle is what? 90, no? Mulu angle like 90 lamai. Make a 90 minus theta venda now. In order this to be 90 minus theta, definitely people, this angle must be theta. The whole thing is 90. If this is theta, then people, this is 90 minus theta. This is the angle 90 minus theta. Understood? Right. Now, the new position of this OP, I am going to take as OP dash. But remember, though I mark here OP dash, the same OP only come into this position too. Right? But I mark that as OP dash. Then from there, I drop perpendicular like this. Let this point be N dash, perpendicular foot. And this be M dash. Understand? Right now. Write down like this, people. One sentence. Consider the two positions. Consider the two positions of OP that makes an angle theta and 90 minus theta and 90 minus theta. With the positive x-axis in anti-clockwise sense. This is so. Right, people draw this diagram. I think this is much clearer than this, no? Right. So this angle is the 90 minus theta. Minus theta. Minus theta. Right, draw this diagram. Okay. හරිද ළමයි? දැන් ඕගොල්ලන්ට පේනවද in this there are two congruent triangles. When you consider this OP and OP dash, OP and OP dash, people, the lengths are equal. What the reason? The same line OP come into this position. Then you can see OP dash is equal to OP. Right. And you know, people, this OMP is a right angle triangle. OP dash in dash also right angle triangle. Now you can write in OMP triangle and ON dash P dash triangles. This triangle and this triangle. In these two triangles, people, these two triangles are congruent triangles. The reason is OP and OP dash are equal, and this angle in this triangle is equal to this angle in this triangle. This angle in this triangle is equal to this angle in this triangle. What is the reason? Two angles and what? Corresponding side. Subject to the case, two angles and corresponding side. The two triangles OMP and O dash P dash are congruent. Two angles and corresponding side. You know, for two congruent triangles, corresponding sides and corresponding angles are equal. In this case, the important thing is in these two triangles, corresponding sides are equal, right? In OMP triangle and O dash N dash P dash triangles, they are congruent triangles. They are congruent triangles. Congruent triangles. Therefore, you can write, people, we can write, therefore, this PM length is equal to P dash N dash. PM length is equal to P dash N dash. Right. But people, this PM is equal to this ON. Why? OMPN is a rectangle. In a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal. Therefore, these two sides are equal. Then we can write for this MP, we can write ON. Yeah, this is ON. This is equal to ON. P dash N dash, this one is equal to, people, OM dash. Then this is OM dash. And then this implies what? OM dash is equal to ON. Right? First result. And also, people, in the triangle, this OMP, this OM length should be equal to this ON dash length, because corresponding sides of the congruent triangles. Also, we can write ON dash length is equal to this OM length. Congruent triangles corresponding sides and corresponding angles equal, right? Okay. And this OP dash OP, obviously we know the same line OP rotating to the two positions, they must be what? Equal in length. Understood? Right. Right. Now, people, I am going to write first of this angle theta, sin theta, cos theta, and tan theta by our formal definition. Right. Now, you can write sin theta. To write the sin theta, people, what position of OP we have to use? The position of OP that makes an angle theta with the positive x-axis in anticlockwise. That is this. What is the definition? Perpendicular projection of this OP on y-axis divided by OP. ON by OP. Cos theta. It is, people, OM by OP. Tan theta. It is, people, ON by OM. This, I think, you can very clearly understand. Now, secondly, we define of the angle 90 minus theta. It is this. For the angle 90 minus theta, I am going to define sin cos tan. That occasion, this OP dash we have to take. Why? It is the one making 90 minus theta angle. Okay. Then sin 90 minus theta. Perpendicular projection of OP dash on y-axis. It is what? ON dash divided by OP dash. ON dash divided by OP dash. People, what is this ON dash? Here, ON dash is equal to OM. Therefore, I can put here OM. OP dash is nothing but this OP. Here we have OP. Right? This is sin 90 minus theta. But people, OM by OP, here we have OM by OP, we have, what is that? Cos theta. So therefore, I can write this one as cos theta. Then we get Sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. This is the result that we expected to take. මේක තමයි ළමයි අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වුණ result එක ගන්න. right. ගන්න බලන්න. Sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. Right. Sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. Right. Next one, people. I'm going to write cos 90 minus theta. Right. Perpendicular projection of this OP dash on x-axis. It's OM dash divided by OP dash. OM dash ON. OP dash OP. This is cos 90 minus theta. People, ON by OP is sin theta. This is sin theta. Therefore, this is cos 90 minus theta. Then this is the next result. Right. Then the last result I am going to obtain. Tan 90 minus theta. Perpendicular projection of OP on y-axis. This OP dash on y-axis, that is ON dash divided by OM dash. People, ON dash is OM. OM dash is ON. Tan 90 minus theta is now this. Right. What is OM by ON? Really, the other way around we have here. ON divided by OM. It is tan theta. But the reciprocal of this only, here we have. When you take reciprocal of this, people, we have to, now below this tan theta we have 1, no? When we interchange this numerator and denominator, here also we have to interchange that. 1 upon tan theta. So therefore this is nothing but 1 upon tan theta. 1 upon tan theta. Left hand side is tan 90 minus theta. Can someone tell me, people, what is 1 upon tan theta? Cot theta, no? Cot theta. So therefore, we get what? Tan 90 minus theta is 1 upon tan theta. It is cot theta. It is cot theta. Tan 90 minus theta is cot theta. These are the result that we needed to take. Okay, now people, right. You will see here what has happened. Sine has changed to cos. Cos has turned to sine. And tan has turned to cot. Understood? Right. I'll explain the way of keeping this in your memory. All right. Have you finished this now? Yeah. Then I'm going to erase the board. Everything I'm going to erase. Have you finished this? Yeah. Then I rewrite that, the three important things. Right, people? Sine 90 minus theta, cos theta, cos 90 minus theta, sin theta, tan 90 minus theta, cot theta. Okay? People, there's a particular secret in it. See the left hand side, first angle? Where's this angle? On the y-axis. 90 angle is on the y-axis, no? Right. Remember this. If the first angle is on the y-axis in the left hand side, the sine turn to cos, cos turn to sine, tan turn to cot. The right hand side angle is, people, the second angle inside the bracket in the left hand side. There can be in between this and this plus sign also. Whatever the sign, people, if the first angle is on the y-axis, what are the possible angles which can be on the y-axis? 90, 270. In the second round, 450 and so on, no, people. Whatever the number of rounds, if the first angle is on the y-axis in the left hand side first angle is on the y-axis, sine goes to cos, cos goes to sine, tan goes to cot. The right hand side angle is the second angle in the left hand side. Remember. And another one more thing you have to do, right? Yeah. You know, people, in the first quadrant, all positive, no. Second quadrant, only sine positive, no. Third quadrant, only tan positive, no. Fourth quadrant, only cos positive, no. Yeah. Another simple thing you have to do. See this. 90 minus theta mean, people, here 90 minus theta position means what? This position, no. When this angle OP makes this OP in the first quadrant, no. Right. First determine the quadrant where this angle in 90 minus theta in the first quadrant. Angle first quadrant. In the first quadrant, what is the sign of this sign? Positive or negative, this sign ratio in the first quadrant? Positive, no? That you have to put here. All right. Here. Angle in the first quadrant. That means, in other words, for this angle 90 minus theta, OP is in the first quadrant. In the first quadrant, cos. First quadrant all positive, no? Therefore, cos also positive. Therefore, this plus sign we have to put. This one, for this angle, OP is in the first quadrant. For the first quadrant, tan, in the first quadrant, tan, positive. Therefore, this way, we have to finally determine that what? Sine also. Understand? Now, people, what are the other possible angles in this way we can form? First angle on the y-axis, 90 plus theta. Okay, 90 plus theta. What is the next angle? 270 minus theta and 270 plus theta. For that, three angles also, people. This way, for each angle, like this, three ratios. For the three angles, we can write another 9 more results. People, can you think that? Yeah, we can write similarly. Write down. Similarly, we can obtain the following results. Following results. Right. Next angle is what, people? 90 plus theta. Right now, first angle is on the y-axis. Right. People, 90 plus theta angle. Where is this angle? For this angle, when this OP create this angle, where is this OP? In the second quadrant. In the second quadrant. Understand? Yeah. Then first is sine, second one is cos, next one is tan. People, tell me, first angle is on the y-axis, then the sine should go to cos, cos should go to sine, tan should go to cot, right? Okay. People, now tell me, right hand side angle is in the left hand side second angle. Now another one more thing. Where is this angle? For this angle, where is this OP? Second quadrant. This angle 90 plus theta in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, only sine is positive. Therefore, since here we have sine, second quadrant angle sine positive. Here positive. Second quadrant cos negative. Second quadrant tan. In the second quadrant tan also negative, no, people. Why? All silver toy cars. Second quadrant only sine is positive, rest two are negative. Understood? Like this, people, write down another 6 more results for 270 minus theta and 270 plus theta. Right? Take few minutes and write. Right? I wrote like this. 270 minus theta and 270 plus theta. Right. First angle is on the negative y-axis. No, the angle can be on the positive or negative y-axis. Understood, people? Then this sine should go to what? Cos. Cos should go to sine. Tan should go to cot. The right hand side angle is what, people? The left hand side second angle. Right. Where is this angle? For when this angle is formed by this OP, where is this OP? Third quadrant. In third quadrant, people, only tan is positive. Angle third quadrant, ratio sine. Third quadrant sine is negative. Third quadrant cos also negative. Third quadrant tan positive. Put like that. This one, cos theta, sin theta, and cot theta. Where is this angle? When this angle is formed by OP, where is this OP? Up to here, 270, 270 plus theta means that OP is in this fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant only cos is positive. Angle fourth quadrant, ratio sine. Fourth quadrant, sine is negative. Fourth quadrant, angle is fourth quadrant, sine is cos. Fourth quadrant, cos is positive. That sine is put to the right hand side, people, right? Angle fourth quadrant, ratio tan. In the fourth quadrant, tan is negative. That sine is put to the right hand side. See, people, this 12 results now we have, no? Here 4, 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 results there are. People, you have to remember this way. Okay, remember this way. This 9 results also, as earlier we can prove, people, but it is not need to prove like that. Remember like this. Like this, people, another 15 results we have. Those things are the left hand side angle. First angle is on the x-axis, right? On the x-axis. What are the possible angles on the x-axis? Starting angle is 0, then 180, then 360. They are the angles. We add theta from those angles and subtract theta from those angles. Then we can form some different angles. Their sine cos tan we can find. That thing people will discuss next week. Okay. Thereafter we can go for the trigonometric formulae next week. Understood? Right now? Yeah. All right. So then any question today? No questions. Right. People, next day onwards, that means first week of November, no? You have to join the class through scheduled class. Right? Tomorrow morning, people, to your group, you will get a particular link. Okay. Then once you click that link, you have to fill a particular information, your name, your WhatsApp number, and your address and so on. Understand? Clearly fill them. Then send back. Okay. Then you will be registered here. Soon after registering people, their email also you have to mention. To this email you mentioned in filling that form, you will get a message that you have approved to the class. For those who will have been approved like that, if you get that confirmation email only, you will be eligible to enter the next day class. Understand? Like that, the setup is done. Really, it is not done by me most of the time. Our students, they help here me. I will do this way. Okay, right. So then, in that case, people, your history will be considered in approving your class attendance. Okay, yeah. So then, people will come to the end of the today class. Next week, we meet from a new part in the same lesson. Right. So then,